pursuit of excellence for each and every Titan. As we begin our celebration together this afternoon, let us pause momentarily to address some important housekeeping items. As we celebrate today, we ask you to maintain the dignity of our celebration. We sure do want it to be a celebration. Toward that end, we ask you, of course, to silence your cellular phones, to refrain from the use of noisemakers that will distract from the ceremony, and to remain in your seat unless we have a school-wide emergency. If that happens, of course, please exit the gymnasium or the auditorium through the nearest available exit. If you have to leave for a personal emergency, we certainly ask you to try not to do that, but if you do have a personal emergency, please use the rear doors of the auditorium or the main gym to do so. Our beloved nurse, Mrs. Mangus, is here if you need some medical attention. This is her final day after 14 years on our staff, and she's a pretty special person, so let's give her a round of applause. Be tempting from your vantage point to try to get closer to take pictures. Obviously, we're very tight as the fire marshal will allow us to be. So we do have professional photography services provided by Candid Color, and we ask you to give them the space to take the best shots. Please remain in your seat throughout the ceremony for that purpose. And we certainly want to take a second to welcome those of you who are here for the ceremony but watching from the auditorium. Frankly, they have the best seats in the house. It's much more comfortable in there. And we hope, of course, that you'll observe the same basic principles of decorum there as you would if you were here in the gymnasium. A few thanks. We certainly want to give thanks to the band under the direction of Mr. Jonathan Schiffler for welcoming us this morning. Thank you. I just want to thank some individuals who contributed significantly to our ceremony today. Our senior class advisors, Caitlin Campbell and Kim McDonald. Allegra Printing of Chantilly, and Mr. John Flynn in particular, Memories Videography, the aforementioned Candid Color Photography, the Dominion High School leadership team of Jamie Braxton Brandt, John Signorelli, Jacqueline Smith, and especially Mr. Bill Ray, our school counseling team led by the director Jacqueline Smith, and her team, Raquel Picado, Viviana Oriana, Laura Northart, Stacy Marvel, Tracy Wood, Tana Amadeo, Erica Alinaris, and Patty Matzos. We've got a vast security team led by Steve Leposki and Terry Baker, an outstanding technology team, Joshua Jamel, Nicole Lay, and Laura Lowenbach. Our entire custodial team has worked very hard to prepare the building and grounds for today's ceremony. We appreciate the leadership Warner Brown gives to the team. This time I'd like to introduce our platform guests. I'm going to ask them to stand and just hold your applause until each one of them has been introduced, if you would, please. First, I'd like to introduce Assistant Superintendent for Support Services for Loudoun County Public Schools, Mr. Kevin Lewis, the Algonquian District Representative on our school board, Debbie Rose, Mark McDermott, retired principal at Seneca Ridge Middle School, Bruce Schaeferman, principal at Lowe's Island Elementary, and retired Horizon Elementary Principal and current acting assistant principal here at Dominion High School, Bill Ray. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Class of 2017, in a moment like this, it sure seems like the past 4 years here together have passed in a blur. But during your time together, we've been pleased to observe your extraordinary personal growth while collecting overwhelming evidence that suggests you have built nobly upon the outstanding tradition of excellence here in Titan territory. Just to get us started, we read recently in the Washington Post, they released their challenge index, ranking Dominion High School the most challenging high school in Loudoun County, 11th most challenging in Virginia, and 356th most challenging in the entire nation. A few days later, U.S. News and World Report listed Dominion as the 10th best high school in Virginia, rising from 19th last year and 342nd in the nation, compared with 499 last year. In short, your collective commitment to academic excellence has clearly established your high school, Dominion, as one of the premier high schools in the country. impressive academic achievements, this is just the second year that high schools across the Commonwealth of Virginia have been empowered to offer students a seal of biliteracy with their diplomas. Since we're striving to prepare you to take your place as respectful global citizens, making meaningful contributions to the world, we're exceedingly proud of the 17 Titans who are receiving this recognition today. So I'd like to ask them to briefly stand and remain standing as I call out your name. Guests, please hold your applause until each one of these 17 has been recognized. Kaylee Aguilar Torres, Emily Byrus, Steve Carranza, Anton Chassé, Crystal Colon, Patrick Cox, Rebecca Ephraim, Alicia Escobar Ortiz, Diego Espinoza, Magnus Freya, Carla Hernandez Carranza, Zainab Mahdi, Allison Mescal, Martha Ordonez Salvatierra, Brian Rodriguez, Miguel Ruiz Damian, and Alejandro Tapia Garcia. Let's give them a round of applause. I commend you today for your commitment to making yourself well prepared to make those meaningful contributions to the world. You can be seated. Sorry about that, left you hanging there. Class of 2017, as a result of your outstanding achievements, you've earned over $2.7 million of merit-based scholarship money en route to outstanding next destinations, such as the University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, James Madison, and Christopher Newport here in the Commonwealth, and across the country at fine institutions such as Duke, Princeton, Penn, Berklee School of Music, and the United States Naval Academy. And a few of you, to the best of our recollection, will be the first to attend school in places like the University of Colorado in Boulder, St. Louis University, which is apparently in St. Louis, Seton Hall, and Baden-Württemberg University, which is in Germany. We're also proud members of the class of 2017 about some things that have happened during your time here. Under your leadership, the Wind Symphony performed the world premiere of a piece of music written by Omar Thomas, of Berklee School of Music, the aforementioned Berklee School, that was commissioned just for you, entitled, fittingly, A Life of Significance. All right. And for the first time in school history, the speech and debate team brought home the coveted Commonwealth Sweepstakes Cup, distinguishing our program as the most successful in the entire Commonwealth of Virginia during the 2016-17 season. My apologies, there's a lot of this stuff, so I'm going to ask you to hold your applause a little bit longer. I won't stop you if you do clap. But it might take us a while if we clap for all these things, because there's so much stuff that you've accomplished, and we want to be sure to recognize you. So feel free to do it. It'll just take us a little longer if we do that. It's okay. It is certainly okay. For another first in school history, the Titan football team advanced to the state semifinals by virtue of their first ever home playoff victory over Amherst County and their thrilling come-from-behind victory at Woodgrove on the day after Thanksgiving. Decidedly not for the first time in school history, graduates of the Dominion Dance Team, also known as DHSDT, you traveled once again to Orlando, Florida, to compete in nationals, and for all 4 years you've been in high school, you finished in the top 10 in the nation, 5th to be specific, in the nation. No recap of your astounding accomplishments, class of 2017, would be complete without acknowledging your prowess over the past 3 years as you have utterly dominated the Homecoming Week hallway decorating contest. Gotta give you a clap. That's certainly something to be very proud of. And to be honest with you, a little anxious about this as I think about it, because after your three-peat, one of the great challenges that will be left for the Titans who come behind you is to see which class is willing to fill the huge void in school spirit that you will soon leave behind. I want to give a quick shout out to Serena Chada, Shane Crow, Julia Fabian, and Devin Soey. They were among 6 Titans selected to All-State Band. An unprecedented accomplishment, 6 students from a single band in state band. Not only is that unprecedented here in Titan territory, but among schools our size all across the Commonwealth. Not to be outdone, a school record 5 of Miss Nguyen's choral music students were selected to All-State Choir, including some members of the class of 2017, Madeline Shimazaki, Catherine Allen, Emma Karen, and Eli Bufumi. And the successes of our fine arts program don't end there, as Catherine, Emma, and Eli have been nominated for a Cappy Award, the high school equivalent of the Tonys. In fact, as soon as we're done here today, they're going to drive down to the Kennedy Center to find out if they won highest honors. We certainly wish them every success. And while we're proud of these achievements, we're also mindful that members of the class of 2017 have battled the odds, staring adversity in the face on the pathway to today's watershed moment in their lives. We applaud you today for the extraordinary determination that has characterized your journey. Alexa Allen, Sam Chase, Amanda Johnson, Andrew Nicastro, Billy Walker, and many others, just to name a few. And in spite of the challenges you faced individually and collectively along the way, you've emerged as perhaps, more than any class before you, the nicest and most joyful group of graduates we've been blessed to serve. You probably want some proof of that, so if you can look closely, you'll see a lot of smiles in this group. Never seen a group of graduates who smile as much as you do. This class definitely offered more smiles per capita than anyone who's preceded it. Look at them right now, all the time, permanently etched on the faces of Isabel, Raylan, Cynthia, Emily Mack, Sam Ingram, Hyro, Daniela, Kiera, Amy, Delar, the list goes on and on. Thanks for sharing that ray of sunshine with us every day. Even the darkest days over the past 4 years have been brightened by your perpetual smile. Together you leave Titan territory, class of 2017, better than you found it. You're an extraordinary collection of unique and valuable individuals. You've embodied what it means to be truly Titan through your determined pursuit of excellence, pursuit of a life defined by character, respect, service, leadership, while you pursued